done saying beard, grown hair. That's good, I'm really enjoying it. Okay, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for the time, though. It makes it worth it. Thank you.
Seriously, though, and you've got so many hits. You know about when I was about 45,000.
Yeah, well, my eyes popped out of my head. I've had 2,000 before for certain things, but I've never had those kind of numbers. It's been quite remarkable.
It's an important job you do it.
Well, it's sort of like it's kind of like anybody can do it. All you need is a smartphone, and it's nothing special really. I appreciate that. Thank you. Just getting a couple of shots here now. On people who would appear to be Ecuador chanting. They appear to be very much in support of Julian Assange. Yeah, I just saw a comment on the screen there that you can hear a chopper. It's probably not going to come out too well given the resolution of the live stream, but it's up there. I'm pointing the shot towards it right now. It's starting to rain too. Some people might not be aware that if you watch this feedback later, i.e. not live, complement data does get uploaded, so the quality of the audio and the video actually improves if you're happy to watch it later rather than live. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody that's been sharing this feed. Whether you've been tweeting it, Facebooking it, whatever your unsocial network of choice is, people who are mirroring the link, etc. The response has been really tremendous, and I really want to thank people for that. It kind of makes it worthwhile, a lot of the kind comments that I've received, and so I really want to genuinely say thank you for that. They're chanting, "Hands off Ecuador." No. my individual one, it's independent. I'm seeing the question on the chat asking if a decision has been made. I've got to say, you guys that are online are probably going to be better placed to say that than me. Unfortunately, I'm out in the open. I'm getting quite wet because it started to rain quite hard, and I don't have any access to anything other than what's in front of me. And I don't anticipate any Ecuadorian official will make any statement outside here. I think the statement is going to come from the Ecuadorian government in Quito, the Ecuadorian capital. Wow, I'm getting soaked. I'm going to try and get under somebody's umbrella here.
Hello, live stream. It's awfully wet. But look at the crowd. They're excited, yes.
Indeed, Dave.
Oh,
we've got a top banger here.
What was it? Sorry, a hat. You put it on the ground, facing up, mate.
That way.
It stops raining. I'm not the big one.
South American stone brewing.
Yeah. You gotta know that all of Thank you, live stream. I've become a minor celebrity thanks to all of you since last night.
Last night there were a lot of people saying they were really impressed with your beard.
Well, you know what? I'm the world's greatest activist, so I should have a nice beard.
Yeah, there's some police officers over there.
Want to go stand by Cabarella? Just answer it. That's Tim's way of protesting. Yeah, exactly. Getting big dresses on. I won't say thank you. No extradition! No extradition!
Okay, I'm seeing on the chat that the information from the Ecuadorian government is starting, so if anybody's able to translate that into English and just put a brief summary of what they're saying on the chat stream, that would be really helpful, and I'll pass that along to the people that are around me. Minimal about getting off work. Yeah, my employers were very understanding. They're not necessarily pro or anti Assange or WikiLeaks, but they did understand that it was very much a story of global interest. I was on stream coverage, and yeah, they're not too busy today, so they're happy to let me have the time. Okay, so I'm hearing there that they're reporting that Mr. Assange can stay in the embassy indefinitely.
Can we put this out to live streamers as a statement? Would they be able to read that? Is that possible?
Probably not, but I'll happily read it out.
I can read it.
Henry would gladly read it.
Okay, there's a document here that says there's from supporters' statement at the Ecuadorian embassy in London, and there's a lady here who's going to read it out. If you can speak up nice and loud, that would really help.
Hi. First time I'm doing this, so this is the supporter statement at the Ecuadorian embassy in London today. They're gathered here today holding vigil for Julian Assange, the founder of WikiLeaks, who with his work has shed light on the real face of international politics by publishing for all to see the workings of powerful governments who overtly preach peace and prosperity but covertly instigate war for self-interest, bringing the destruction of other nations. The UK government today, through its courts and police, is engaged in an effort to guard the truth and condemn all of us in the darkness of ignorance and the false promise of a life in Hollywood dreams. Julian Assange to silence him and put these interests are present here today. We see them all around us. To the British politicians that strike the deal, sign the orders, conspire and compromise the freedom and human rights of Julian Assange, we say, every action that you make, every deal that you strike, we shall know as collective humanity whose representatives we stand here today to say to you. We shall know you by name and rank, and we will reveal the shameful actions you are now engaged in. You will not get away with it, and humanity will be asking you to give account for these actions. Mr. Cameron and Mr. Clegg, the Olympic fire was put out last Sunday, but you have also extinguished its ideals of respect, inspiration, healthy leadership, excellence, friendship, equality. Such values that Julian Assange embodies and inspires in others. The Olympic Games are not a spectacle for the masses. They are a test of moral standing. Where is yours? Where is yours? Here is Olympia. The world is watching. What are you going to choose for Britain? The olive wreath of justice or the wreath of thorns for all of us to wear? Thank you. Protect the fans.
Really well read that, thank you very much. It came out really well. Thank you.
Sorry, I don't know how to Thank you. Oh, put that up.
Okay, this is a side entrance to the embassy. There's a group of police gathered outside the side entrance door.
Don't move forward, mate. Just push us back, you know. Everyone else is saying,
Reference the comment that BBC seems better than RT. Could I contend that a Bambuza stream is better than BBC and RT? That's not really for me to say. So can anybody update me on the Ecuadorian statement, because I couldn't read the chat just now. Okay, I've seen on the chat there, Ecuador strongly rejects threats from the UK. I want to say thank you for that information, because seen that comment from Anonymous. I've been on scene for almost 13 hours actually. Although not all of that streaming, I had to pop into work earlier, and they very kindly released me in order to be able to be here and provide this footage. But I haven't had any sleep or anything whatsoever. Not that I'm looking for sympathy, I'm here by choice, nobody's making me. I'm just moving so you might be able to get a better perspective of the amount of people that's here. Good number. Hard to estimate when you're on the street and you can't see everybody, but I would think around about 1,500 give or take would be about right. I just see the question there asking if I slept. The answer is no. But as I said a few moments ago, don't.
I'm looking for cameras.
Yeah, I want to say a big thanks to Fiend for relaying the translation. It's a massive help to me because I don't have any other source of info on what's happening in Ecuador at the moment. So. I'm just getting it through, coming through now on my chat. They're basically making an announcement in Quito right now. Just a quick response to the question from Bunnerwild from Texas there. Yes, I can confirm that this is absolutely live. No problem. People I respond to are a bit random. It depends on if I can see it or not. Thank you very much for your kind comments. They're still talking about it at the moment. Bar would infer that they probably are going to, but they've not actually said that for certain yet.
Sorry, they're all going to arrest him or go on the asylum?
In terms of Ecuador, from what they've said so far, that it sounds like they're going to grant them asylum, but that is not confirmed. They haven't actually said so yet. seen one comment come through that that says he's been granted asylum, but I can't confirm that yet. Okay, there's a number of people coming through saying that he's been granted asylum. I'm getting so many people coming through on my chat stream saying that he has been granted asylum that I'm minded to believe it. So the question now is what the UK authorities do. UK authorities have indeed to revoke Ecuador's embassy in the UK, then they'll simply enter. If that happens, it would be quite an extraordinary diplomatic move. I don't think the Ecuadorians will take very kindly to it.
Sorry, mate. Come with me.
Yeah, I just want to let people know that from it does still raise some interesting, though it appears Mr. Assange has been granted asylum now. The word is circulating around the crowd, I think, that he has been granted asylum.
By the United States
Ecuadorian community, we're mobilizing the of our country. We have our dignity. El gobierno ha decidido aceptar la solicitud de asilo. Ecuador, los decisión del presidente Rafael Correa. Our government this morning announced its decision to accept asylum for Julian Assange, and we, the Ecuadorian people, es una intromisión no solo para los ecuatorianos, sino una violación de la soberanía. The decision of the British government to continue its pressure on the embassy of Ecuador in London is not Ecuador, it is an attack on the sovereignty of the peoples of this world. We are for a free and sovereign Ecuador.
Ground, you know what I want, walk around me, whatever.
People united, will never be defeated. The people united, will never be defeated. We will serve, we will fight us. 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 We will serve. Amigo, Correa, amigo, el pueblo está contigo. 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 Queremos una sola zona de ser una colonia.
given asylum by
Okay, so with the scene as it stands now, Julian Assange has been granted asylum by Ecuador. This does, however, leave him with a problem. He's stuck in the embassy now. If he leaves, he will certainly be arrested by British authorities, whether it's been granted by asylum or not by Ecuador. He's wanted in UK for breach of his bail conditions. The UK authorities argue that they have obliged to execute under European law. So at the moment it's kind of a stalemate. The option which the British authorities may have open to them is that they annul Ecuador's embassy status in the UK. Quite honestly, I find it hard to imagine how that acts to enormous risk, quite honestly, and they would also be setting a mighty precedent. I don't believe that's ever happened before.
I think of incoming up.
I've just been tipped off that there's a white Range Rover near the side entrance. Some people think are saying around me that Assange might come out in it. Quite honestly, I doubt that, but I'm going to get it out there just in case. Well, I suppose it's not inconceivable they could try to smuggle him out.
You haven't heard what the video shot.
Okay, so I've got a shot here of the white side entrance, which some people were. I can see at the side entrance there's a gentleman in speaking to a couple of people to a certain enclosed stalls or what white Range Rover there, but police officers. I'm not inclined to argue with them at this time. I don't want to give them any. Yeah, it's quite important to me not to get arrested today because I can't bring you in a jail cell. I'm getting a shot of how many people there are here. You see there's hordes of media, onlookers, supporters, WikiLeaks supporters. Those are against. There's crowds up by Harrods as well. At the moment, what we have basically is a media circus. Only way to describe it. I'm very much aware that I'm entirely independent. Going to keep running with this until my battery dies, although I do have to warn you that's probably not going to be very long. I would estimate maybe 10 minutes. Having said all that, this is only an opinion and I could be completely wrong, but I don't anticipate British authorities will make any move for the next 7 days, and I'm just basing that on things I heard on the grapevine, that they would need time to push something through if they did want to annul Ecuador's embassy status in the UK. If they were to do that, they can't. That would be down to ministers in Parliament to debate and quite possibly vote through, because it's a fairly major diplomatic decision to make. So I don't think we'll see very much movement on this story for, although I could have called it an educated hunch. I know there's a lot of people who have picked up this feed since it started, some people who've been watching since the early hours this morning. I want to say a massive thank you to those. If you want to add my Twitter feed, you'll automatically get notified when I've got a fresh broadcast starting. So I am going to have to go off and charge batteries soon, both for my phone and also for my body, because I've been here since midnight last night. Well, virtually here since midnight last night, and I haven't sat down. I haven't really had anything proper to eat. So I hope you can understand and appreciate that. I need to have a bit of a break, and it's probably a good idea to do that whilst there's not too much going on. That is at Albury J, that's ALBURY. Is if you're watching this off of the Bambuza source feed, which is www.bambuza.com. If you click the button that says flatter underneath the viewing screen, if you're able to, if any means, if you press that flatter button, you can look at how the concepts where you can make micro donations. So that can be like 10 cents or 10 pence or a very, very, very small amount of whichever currency. And I think the concept behind it is it's much better to have 1,000 people who donate a really, really tiny amount that they won't even notice than it is to have, say, 10 people donate relatively significant amounts. If everybody shares the load, it actually makes things an awful lot that way. And any of those donations received by Flatter, they go towards buying extra battery packs. They help cover the cost of the unlimited mobile data I need. They help cover the transport costs and hopefully something to eat. Eating in London is extremely expensive. It's one of the most expensive cities in the world, and this all started at very short notice for me, so it's not like I could make a packed lunch before I rushed away from my home in order to come down and cover this. So I'm not pleading poverty or anything like that, but I do have a job. I don't earn very much money. This is something that I do just because I think it's important to offer an alternative perspective to mainstream media. And I do it for the love of it. I don't do it because I want paying or because I want money. But anybody who is prepared, able and willing to share the burden financially with me, I can't even tell you how much I appreciate it. A number of people have done so already, and it really blows my mind. Just thanks absolutely loads. So, also thanks to everybody that's been sharing the feed on their unsocial network of choice, and everybody that's been mirroring the link. Spread the information. Yeah, I just saw a comment on there saying thank you very much, and that I've been watching since there was only 20 people on the feed. The last time I checked, I don't know if this is any different, but at one point last night it was hitting 45,000 viewers live. I've streamed other activism from London before and had a few thousand live, but nothing like that kind of numbers, and that's down to everybody sharing it. I think the idea of citizen journalism is starting to take off. People are starting to seek out alternatives to the corporate mainstream news, and just keep on doing it. Tell your friends about it, tell your family about it. Say, hey, yeah, I know you can watch it on BBC or CNN or Reuters or whatever, but also try having the match up what you see on my coverage with what you see on the mainstream media. Some of it will match, some of it won't, but if nothing else, it gives you a broader, more holistic perspective, and that can only be a good thing for people to have a broader understanding of what's really going on down on the street. Off of the source feed for this Bambuser channel, you can go to www.flatter, that's FLATTR/AlburyJ, ALBURYJ, and that will link you to Flatter directly, and you can either sign in with Twitter, sign in with Facebook, or sign up with an email. And I'll just explain briefly the way it works. If say you want to deposit, let's say £10 in your Flatter account, and clicks as you like to flatter all kinds of different things, not just Bambuser feeds, but there's all kinds of media out there. And if you have a look on Flatter's page, they'll point you in the direction of some. So let's say you deposited £10 in your Flatter account for the month, and you made 100 clicks on 100 different things. That means each one of those single things that you clicked on would get 10 pence each. So as I say, the concept is micro donations. You don't have to deposit anything like £10. I think the minimum is like £3 or £4 or something like that. And you can either flatter it all to me. If you say deposited £5 and you only clicked, for instance, my Flatter button, and you only clicked it once in that month and you didn't click anybody else's for any other forms of media or content or entertainment, then all of your deposit with Flatter would go to me. However, if you wanted to distribute it around other things that you've seen and that you've liked and you've appreciated, and you wanted to show your appreciation for it, then it would get distributed equally amongst all the Flatters that you gave. So quite an interesting idea, I think, and it certainly offers an alternative to PayPal. WePay, which has been asked about, isn't available in the UK. I've investigated Bitcoin. The problem with it is the value of Bitcoin fluctuates really, really wildly. And basically all I want to do is just cover a few costs and hopefully buy something to eat. So Flatter is a new concept for people to share the costs with micro donations, as I said, with really, really tiny amounts spread over a large number of people. It actually works out as a really cool concept, I think. So if you've not heard of it before, check it out. It's an interesting idea, even if you don't want to deposit or donate. probably not going to be long now. Another walk down. I don't anticipate anything will happen, but you never know. The shot there of the front door of the Ecuadorian embassy.
I've lived in one proposal all day today, so that's why the taser I've seen today.
Okay. Yeah, I've just had it pointed out to me that there's a cop with a taser. Some people internationally might not be aware that we don't actually arm UK police. We have to undergo special training in the majority. Tasers, however, are being rolled out to UK police. More and more of them are getting them, but still not firearms as at this point in time. The Spanish journalist here, I'm going to see if I can pick this up for some of the Spanish speakers. Yeah, if anybody doubts that I've been down here since midnight last night, you can watch the archives, and you can see how everything unfolded and how long I've been sticking with it. But in any case, don't feel under any obligation to donate. It's not necessary, it's just appreciated. I certainly don't want to feel anybody to feel under any obligation to do so, and this isn't a sob story or anything like that. I'm a relatively free human being. I have the choice to be here or not be here. I do it for the Yeah, I was just seeing that comment about I don't need to justify myself. That's absolutely true. I'm going to quit on sort of justifying myself now because I have been kind of doing that. I really don't need to. Yeah, something else that I could add is that I've been live streaming activism in London, UK since the Occupy movement. Something that I want to make people aware of is that live streaming, in terms of the nuts and bolts of it, is really incredibly easy. All you need is a smartphone, an unlimited data plan, and basically just keep your ear to the ground, see if there's anything happening near you. Not necessarily activism. I mean, anything can happen anywhere in the world at any time. People watching this, especially if it's the first time that they've watched it, to have a smartphone and to have an unlimited data plan. A live streaming app like Ustream or Bambuser, install it on your phone. Maybe practice with it. You can practice with it offline so nobody can see what you're doing until you say so, until maybe you build your confidence or something like that. And just have it handy on your phone in your app drawer, because wherever you are in the world, you never know, something that's of global interest could happen near you at any time. And all you do is start broadcasting. If you can tweet a couple of people, it helps, and if word starts to spread, then you can bring information to the world. It's not about personal glory, it's about transparency and about giving people an opportunity to see what's happening from a different perspective rather than through the content filters that all the mainstream corporate media outlets have to one extent or another. But something that anybody can comfortable doing commentary or not. Some people don't do any commentary at all. I wouldn't name any names, but some are better than others. I'm quite comfortable and confident doing commentary. More people have told me that they like it than they don't, so that's the way I kind of like roll with it. But maybe work on it, develop your own style. And that's something I'd really encourage everybody else to do, because it helps make mainstream media less and less relevant to people. I'm not saying it's going to make it, but even if it's own. Live streaming, maybe start a blog or something like that. Current of last night. Yeah, put it out there. User-generated content is the way forward, in my opinion. Okay, there's a crowd moving over to there. I think this white Range Rover is going to be moving. I seriously doubt if Assange will be in it, but you never know. Yeah, some people thinking that might have been Julian Assange. I can't tell you, was it? I'm certain can be for sure. Just seen that question there. Did I see the pizza delivery guys earlier ordered from 4chan? Yeah, I did see a pizza delivery guy earlier. Have a look through my book and turned up. And yeah, it was pretty amusing. I was kind of like chasing him around and asked. I was getting a few questions to ask him from the people who were watching at that time. So I ran up at the embassy last night and they did attempt to deliver it.
Barry as well.
seeing the question there, are Anon still around? Interesting question. Yeah, there are still some people in the... I guess there's also people who affiliate themselves with Anonymous, who kind of remain anonymous by not wearing a mask. I'll see if I can show you a few. There's one. Thank you. Thank you. We're associated with the anonymous encampment at Occupy London at St Paul's Cathedral. A few faces that I recognise from there.
As a result, you get these people who are doing whatever they want to do.
Got a guy here with a poster regarding Operation Vendetta, November the 5th this year. I think that's some form of direct action which the loose-knit collective known as Anonymous are organising. A few more here. I'm going to just throw something out there and see what happens. Early hours of this morning, I was asking people to tweet at WikiLeaks, arrange an interview with Julian Assange for me. Now, I don't know if Mr. Assange has any access to that account, if he saw the messages. I know that the WikiLeaks Twitter tweeted the link to my live stream. But you just never know who might be watching. Mr. Assange, if you are watching, I would invite you please to have an interview with me. I think it would be a really interesting experiment. Please don't grant an interview to a journalist. I'll ask you a few of my own questions, and I'll ask questions that come up in the chat from people that are watching at that time. I think it would be a really interesting experiment. So if Mr. Assange isn't watching, but you know some way to contact him, this is John. You just never know, and you don't ask, you don't get. Yeah, that would be pretty awesome actually. I wonder if we can get that to take off as a hashtag. If there's anybody watching with absolutely tons of followers on Twitter, Operation James and Julian, and see if I can get a live stream interview with Julian Assange. How about Op James and Julian? A little bit shorter, obviously. Number of characters is critical on Twitter. So I'm going to suggest tweet the hashtag Op James and Julian. Get that trending. You never know, it might just happen. like those ones that Hazard and James asked Julian, what's the thoughts? Which one should we go for? Because it's better to go with James asks Julian actually. Anybody that tweets with that hashtag, I really massively appreciate it. Tag and I'll retweet as many of them as I possibly can. It lasts, the feed drops once the battery runs out. I'm going to go off, get something to eat whilst I'm I need to take a comfort close your expression for it these days. Once I've had something to eat and got a battery charged back up, we'll see what the situation is, especially if there's more development in this
I've been filming for a while. Yeah, I've been filming for a while.
I've been getting like people saying you should really get an interview with Mr. Assange. There's a lot of people asking for it.
Give it to me, I'll be happy.
Okay, this is really random. I've just seen a guy who I know has been filming for a few days. I've just seen an anonymous person who's been inside, and he's agreed to pass on a note out quickly. Screen's going to go very dark.
Yes, I know. Well, I've got an external battery pack, so I get around about 3 or 4 hours to charge, and I have to run on a free charge. Yeah, that's how I recognise it. Union